Yo, it's Gracie B, and this is 3 Minute Bio.
That was awesome. All right, so we're doing energetics again, and basically we're in a cell, and that cell is either going to have mitochondria or not. So out in the cytoplasm of the cell, we're going to have glucose, which is going to come in from the outside. If this is from your body, it's generally coming from blood. Glucose is a complicated 6-carbon molecule. It's got a lot of energy in it. And what is going to happen is by several enzymes, which are in the cytoplasm of your cell, that glucose is going to be broken down into a far less complicated molecule, pyruvate. In the process, it's going to release 2 ATP and some NADH. In order to run this process, you're going to need some NAD+. Well, that pyruvate still has energy in it, and if you have a mitochondria, it actually has a protein in the surface of it that will basically suck up that pyruvate. That pyruvate is going to be then further broken down into carbon dioxide, and in the process, it's going to release far more energy. It's going to do that by releasing that energy into NADH. Now, if you think of NADH like a C battery, what you can basically do is power a pump in the mitochondria that'll pump H pluses from the inside into the space in between the membranes. When that happens, you generate a concentration gradient, and you can actually tap that concentration gradient, like you would a waterfall, to spin a turbine which will push phosphates and ADP together to produce ATP. And that's about 26. So you have the 26 ATP there compared to the 2 ATP you generate from glycolysis, and you have a much more efficient reaction over there. However, not all organisms have mitochondria, so if you don't have a mitochondria, you're going to run this process, glycolysis. But you need to replenish NADH, so the way we do that is by taking pyruvate and taking the electrons out of it to generate NAD+ again, which can then go back into glycolysis to release the 2 ATP from glucose. And in the process, the pyruvate, after it picks up the electrons, becomes lactic acid. Now that happens in us. Other organisms will generate ethanol and CO2. However, if we did that every time we ran out of oxygen, which is needed by the mitochondria, we would just get drunk, which would be bad. Don't do drugs. The end.